Hey wrestling fans, I'm Mike Bamonti, joined as always by my co-host Louis Carrillo, and we are the Wrestling Smarks.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing this evening?
All right.
Live today, bro. We
That's
live.
right. What a fucking bonkers episode of Raw that was. Post Money in the Bank, better, honestly, better than Money in the Bank. This fucking Raw was crazy. All right, so
I give it a higher grade than Money in the Bank.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 on this guy. Fucking, this is a fucking 15 out of 10 for Raw. All right, let's cut right into it. Show starts. Stephanie and HHH, the Authority coming out, cutting a promo. What did you think about what they were saying and everything that was going on with it?
Oh, they were ready to go on Cena. I knew they were going to do something to Cena right away. You know, call him out on his little hip hop stuff.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
Dude, he's like, Triple H goes, "Use be dropping your R's, easy Dr. Thugonomics." I know we're in Westbury, yeah.
We're close to West Newbury, but
Yeah.
we got no worries. Here, we cool, homie. We cool.
Yeah, yeah. John Cena just came out and tried acting like he's fucking Dr. Thugonomics again, just.
Yeah, he's going against the Authority, so he has to go. Maybe he might start doing more of a more tougher role. Maybe now we might see a little, especially with the Authority now on his case. Maybe we'll see something a little more old school out of John Cena. Maybe I'm hoping. It would be nice to see him go back to his old ways.
He's gonna be the same 5 maneuver motherfucker he's always been. Oh man.
I mean,
so he's the cover athlete of WWE 2K15,
which I will not be getting this year.
Already made me cringe. I was like, you motherfuckers. I hope there's a reverse sleeve for it like they did last year with Daniel Bryan, because if not, I begrudgingly will buy it and then have to flip it inside out and just have it look white or whatever, because
he does not like John Cena.
I hate John Cena.
This guy.
The wrestler. I'm not saying I hate the guy, but as a wrestler, fuck off. Go to the mid card, please. Do us a favor. All right, so after that, we're treated to RVD versus Seth Rollins in a pretty damn decent match. How did you feel about that match there?
Oh, their match was great. RVD is doing a lot really good on selling his people and selling on everybody. He's wrestling now. He's doing what a old timer wrestler should be. Putting over the younger talent and making them, look good.
Looks like we're getting some static on your microphone.
Hello. Here.
Hopefully it's not back up. Maybe. Hopefully it doesn't get as much static. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. Apologies to the microphone issues. We'll work on that. My mixing board. I gotta switch the channels. All right, so the best thing after that match is Renee Young comes in and starts interviewing Seth Rollins, and he's like, "Whoa, get it straight. It's Mr. Money in the Bank to you, toots."
Yeah, Seth Rollins is fitting his role as a heel really good, and he did a good heel when he was back in Ring of Honor. He was a really good heel as Tyler Rex over there, and he's definitely moving it in now. Basically the same stick that he did in Ring of Honor over here now in WWE, and it's looking like it's really going to take off really well with that.
Yeah, it was. I think that we're on the beginning of something that you're seeing the foundation laid for a future main eventer for hopefully a long time. He's got the talent. He's awesome on the mic, and it's killer. And
he's
then
good in the ring, very good in the ring.
The best thing after he cuts his little thing is Dean Ambrose cutting in, and it says he basically just tells him that no matter where you go and however you try to do it, like. He goes from one scumbag to another. It's like, Daddy Triple H and Uncle Kane had to back you up, but Ambrose is always lurking, and I really believe this sets up a great feud. Like, this is going to be fucking awesome between the two of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you got RVD, the RVD selling to his other people to, new talent like Seth Rollins and, Adrian Neville, and then you got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins that once they put him in an actual match, I mean, they're having such a good feud right now, and they haven't even had a match yet. Imagine when
Yeah.
they have their first.
Oh, I
match.
know. I can't wait. It's
Their
gonna
first match is gonna be ridiculous, and more than likely to be at Battleground. But
everything points to it being like a 5-star match too.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be awesome.
I think that match, if it ends up being in Battleground, which is gonna be in Tampa this year, is probably steal the show.
Yep. Now, the next segment was one of my favorite of the night and one of the craziest heel to face turns in recent history of just, oh my god. All right, so Rusev comes out, Lana's laying her normal fucking bash
Rating
USA, and as it's been laid out, the groundwork had been laid so perfectly. Like, you got a guy that bashes USA.
Yep.
You have the real American. Why aren't these two doing anything? And it's the perfect time. Now, like, there's so much heat on Rusev that it's funny because when Swagger's music hit, it was a lukewarm reaction. You know, the crowd didn't know, like, well, he's a bad guy. Are you gonna just crap on us or what?
Well, yeah, you would figure as not knowing that he's gonna turn heel, he's coming in there turning face, excuse me, and then not knowing he's a heel, he's gonna come out there and somewhat side with Lana and Rusev about this, but then they just Seb Coulter went on his rant about you having freedom of speech, and you wouldn't have that in Russia.
Yeah, and this to me was really reminiscent. This is going back some years, even before I was alive, but I've watched it because it's such a great thing. But in like around 1983, Sergeant Slaughter was a bad guy in the WWF, and the Iron Sheik had just beat up, I forgot who, if it was Bob Backlund or someone. They were laying waste on someone.
I think I remember what you're talking about.
Sergeant Slaughter comes running out, saves the day, grabs a microphone, and does the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd got up and said it with him, and and that instant moment, he became a fucking face. Yeah. And then years later, when he was a bad guy, the Iraq sympathizer, and then he turned again. But like when Dirty Dutch, when old Zeb Coulter said, "Will all the real Americans please stand, put your hand over your heart, and shout, 'We the people!'" And that got the USA chant, and then the "Let's Go Swagger." Whoever would have thought that 20,000 people would be chanting "Let's Go Swagger" ever at a WWE event? And they did. And then
I don't think I ever heard them chant "Let's Go Swagger" since he's been in the company.
Rusev comes to attack him, and Swagger gives him 2 fucking Ricky the Dragon Steamboat-esque arm drags. How awesome were they?
They were really good arm drags. I think he must have been practicing somewhere because the last time we saw Swagger out there, he was throwing Wade Barrett into and breaking his shoulder.
Have you ever seen him throw an arm drag?
Not like that, no.
Right? Like, unreal. Like that. And the thing I think about it, the reason I think it goes over so well is I think Americans as a culture love giving second chances to people.
Yeah.
And like, because obviously for months on end they've been bashing and the immigration thing and Dirty Dutch there had his like list of all the immigrants on.
That just shows you, when you go against America, we're all going to band together regardless of what it is. So USA, USA, USA,
all the way. So that was an awesome segment. Right now, at this present moment, Jack Swagger is as over as it comes. As my buddy Aubrey Sitterson would say, he's over like Rover right now. Yeah. Unreal. So that was great. Then the next match was Sheamus and the Usos versus the Wyatts, which I love the Wyatts. But man, the Usos are just like, whoever wants to tag along with us, we'll face you. We'll take you and face the Wyatts with you. Like it's nonstop.
I just figured they had to get some way to get Bray Wyatt into the match because at the current moment before later on in the show he really didn't have a feud going on right now, so
Yeah, it
they
was
figured to throw
at
him in
the
a
moment
match.
at that time period. It seemed like for that little instant, it was like, my God, Bray's been fucked by the Cena curse.
Hmm.
But things take a pick up for the better. We'll talk about it in a little bit. The Wyatts get the victory. It's a good match, what would be expected from all these guys. Everyone can wrestle. All 6 of them are really good. So that was
Luke Harper again, man.
Luke.
You
He's
can't. That guy is just on the verge of being awesome.
yeah,
He's really good. He does his thing. Even Eric Rowan's getting a lot better in the ring. He's doing a lot better in ring action than what he normally was. So
he's progressing a lot.
definitely Bray Wyatt starts a whole world chant while he's on the apron.
He did. I noticed that. Yep.
Luke Harper's just sitting there and
Yes.
wrestling, beating up one of the Usos, and Bray Harper's in the sideline going. And the whole crowd is going with him, saying he's got the whole world in his hands.
He does. He does. And we got to hear the good Wyatt, the traditional Wyatt, the Bray Wyatt theme tonight, which was good. So that was a good match. After that, we cut to the back with Nikki Bella cutting a quick little promo that gets, saying
Interrupted.
Brie Bella's my sister. I thought it would just be all right. Yeah, she gets interrupted. Steph tells her that she has a match with her sister against the Funkadactyls, but oops, your sister doesn't work here anymore, so I guess it's just going to be you versus them.
Match.
Yep. So that happens, and then we're treated with the delightful moment of Bo Dallas coming out for all of us Believers, and he cuts a promo saying that, a couple of guys, you've been injured right now.
Daniel Bryan and
Bad News Barrett. You're hurt, and you just gotta don't stop believing. And he also says how he took the bigger road at the pay-per-view, and he cuts to the video of Daniel Bryan calling him a boner. And
I mean, you look at it, this guy actually took a whole minute of silence.
Yeah, he
just stood there, and the whole crowd, besides a couple of people that were over there making noise, but the whole crowd was silent just to give this guy a moment of silence. So people are starting really to believe.
They are
in Bo Dallas, and
believe in the Dallas.
I'm starting to believe a little bit in Bo Dallas myself here. I was, a couple of weeks ago, still not a full-fledged believer. But
it goes back to something I tell a lot of people, because I've been watching him for a while in NXT, is that it takes a little bit to like get used to and understand his character, because at first it's like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? And then you start, it's like, oh, wait a minute, like, he's an asshole that's portraying, he's John Cena, but that realizes he's John Cena. Like, so it's awesome. Then we get the fart of a match that was
a handicap match.
A handicap match.
Funkadactyls and Nikki Bella, which lasted a minute and a half.
Whatever. It was just to have the Funkadactyls win, and then they shove each other, and obviously they're breaking up. Cameron, she'll be cut by next year. I'm just gonna throw that out there. This time next year, she's gone.
And then the next segment, afraid I've got some bad news.
I wish he was there.
Sorry.
It sucks.
Sorry, Barrett.
I hope they let him keep. He's hurt again, which really sucks because he just got back from injury. But they should let him go back to just hammering away, saying he's got bad news. Bring back out the fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's gonna be out for they're saying a couple of months, but he was doing real good with those segments where he was coming up on the podium, banging the gavel.
Yeah,
let him do that. Keep his character still known to the WWE universe.
Yeah, don't let him fall to obscurity and then repackage him as some other bullshit. Like, this character's working. Just keep him on TV. Shit, years ago when CM Punk got hurt, they had him doing commentary and stuff. Stay relevant. Let him do his thing. He's lucky enough that he can just do his, like, I've got some bad news and do that.
And I mean, especially now with I don't know, spoiler alert for you don't know this, and USA lost today, so I mean, why not use that on SmackDown, or even on Raw upcoming Monday? He comes out his little thing and just says he's got some bad news for the USA, and the soccer team lost.
Yeah, like it would work so well doing that. And that especially would be, man, USA went down today.
He'll get so many people booing him, and and he can do some commentary, go on that stage with the gavel, do some backstage stuff, and keep his character relevant, and when he comes back, then he'll be ready to go. In my opinion, But now that he's stripped of the title, you're looking at
it sets up at the pay-per-view. A Battleground is going to be a battle royal for the title. So we've had one only a month or two ago for the U.S. Championship, which Sheamus won.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to have one for the Intercontinental Championship, which perfectly leads to the one behind the one in 21-1.
Mr. Paul Heyman.
Woo. Woo. I love Paul Heyman.
We are Paul Heyman guys.
Yes. Well, I'm a Mike Bamonte guy.
He's a Mike
I have a lot of Mike Bamonte guys. We're trying to take over the Heyman guy, but I am a Heyman guy until I get enough followers to be.
Correct.
But yeah. So Cesaro, Heyman already comes out firing all cylinders, claiming that Cesaro is going to be your future Intercontinental Champion because he won the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30. The one to win the one is Cesaro, who had another new robe and new trunks on tonight. Did you notice that? He didn't, or last night. He didn't have the little thigh supporter things that he wears. I wish he would still. I hope he brings back the King of Swing because he didn't even do his little strut.
Well, he's got a now a new kind of thing when he was gonna do the swing on
that was great and got the heat. Oh yeah, he was going against Kofi Kingston. Yeah, he totally got his heel heat. He's like swing and everyone cheers and he's like, nah,
I'm good.
Nah, you guys don't need it.
You don't deserve this.
Now this does lead to something that I do want to bring up, which is Kofi won, but nobody saw it because it was on the fucking WWE app. I've put on the WWE app in between Raw commercials maybe twice in the past year. I rarely ever do it. I have better shit to do. I'd rather go on when they go to commercial breaks is when I go on Twitter and see what everyone's been typing and chime in my 2 cents and get a good laugh and stuff. And it leads to my next point. Fuck off, WWE, with your fucking it was a fucking WCW in the late 90s, early 2000s maneuver with the match ending during the break. No one gets to see it. Now no one cares. Like Kofi's victory to the Kofi Kingston fans that are out there, they don't get the credit. The one thing that was cool, though, is Cesaro got his fucking heat afterwards. He was beating the shit out of...
destroyed Kofi Kingston right afterwards. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, Mike, with them doing that on the app, but they're doing that so more people would download the app. But I would say, everybody should already have the app.
Yeah, they've already hammered that fucking app. It's just like
Cole hammers that app into your brain every single show.
The thing that really sucks is this seems like it's probably the beginning of them doing it more often. Like, oh man, title change. You would have saw it if you had the WWE app and you were watching.
Do that in a title change, there's gonna be a lot of angry people out there.
Yeah, that'll be.
Besides the live crowd that is actually.
Yeah, that gets to see it, but everyone else
And then they ruin it by showing a replay of it during the show. They say, okay, here's the replay that you missed.
Yeah.
While on the WWE app.
This shit is scripted. That means they did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But that was a good match. Cesaro, he's fucking Cesaro.
Cesaro destroyed Kofi afterwards, which was great. It was fantastic the way he press slammed him into the crowd, not into the crowd, but into an area in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
It was open, and then when he grabs his 2 arms on the ring post and just starts. At least he did it at least 10 times.
And then he threw him over the announce table.
Yeah.
and for a brief moment, they were acting like Michael Cole was hurt. And I started to get real excited because I was like, not because he was hurt, but because the thought that, oh my, we might actually just get to listen to Raw with JBL and the King, and this is going to be probably fucking awesome and hilarious without Michael Cole doing it.
Did you hear what JBL said?
What?
When Jerry Lawler's asking Cole, he's like, "How you doing? You okay? You alright?" And Michael Cole's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And you hear JBL in the background like, "Damn."
Dude, it is right, because
like you didn't want him there.
He's fucking Michael. Vintage Cesaro, vintage Kofi Kingston, vintage everybody. Anytime you do a maneuver, vintage. This is third match. This is vintage Bo Dallas. 10 matches in, like
vintage Bo Dallas. He's only been in the main roster for
a month. Then yeah. So now the next segment. Wait, well let me tell you this. Tonight marked the triumphant return of a superstar we have not seen on Raw in a while, and I think that everyone was stoked to see. The Great Khali came back tonight, everybody. But no, alright, so what happened is, it was awesome. For a moment, I was pretty excited because the fucking "No Chance, That's What You Got" music hit, and that's Vincent Kennedy McMahon's music, and you could tell everyone's like, oh shit, Vince McMahon's here. I was about to actually text you last night when I was watching it, like, oh shit, Vinnie Mac's back, and then it was about as good as getting it. It was fucking Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Damian Sandow.
The worst strut ever.
Whoa.
That strut was terrible.
No, man, he had the feet. He was throwing the feet out like McMahon does. I actually gave it credit. He was throwing. I watched it again. I have watched it again.
Twice.
I watched it 3 times because I watched it this morning too. So here we go. He had the walk down because he actually was throwing the feet out like McMahon does. Mm-hmm. His shoulders weren't, like the arms weren't as far as normal. But when he got to the ring, he took the step back and then charged it up and did the power strut up, looked at the crowd, came in, did his thing, and let out like an amazing Vince McMahon impersonation. Like his impersonation was awesome. I was laughing my ass off because he's like, he's like, the creative genius behind it. He's like the genetic jackhammer. He's throwing it all out there.
We haven't heard that reference in a long time. I was laughing when
genetic jackhammer. And he like threw out the he's like Hulk Hogan. He's like Triple H. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, like he did it so good. And then you get Stephanie fucking butting in, sending out the aforementioned Great Khali, who came in and just
one chop and that was it. And that was a good talent. You gotta give him at least 1 minute.
But the thing I do like is that they are at least keeping Damian Sandow on TV every week. He's still irrelevant. He's not.
I definitely appreciate.
He's not Zack Ryder.
I mean, he can be in there if he's going to lose matches. Give him a little more time to lose a match.
It's the Great Khali. You can't have.
The guy.
You can't have time
5 seconds to get to smack him in the head.
Yeah, well, that's all Khali's got, baby. That boy was looking old when I saw it. His face looks like it's sinking in on itself, the Great Khali. Like his eyes are sinking, the skin, his chin's growing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was that.
His face is going down into his chin.
It is. Now, the whole night they had been mentioning, even on Twitter and stuff before, was that we were getting a former champion, a multimedia star coming back to Raw tonight. And people were, is it Jericho? Is it Lesnar? Limo come back from commercial break. And it was funny, I was talking to my buddy Bobby on Facebook, and he's like, it's going to be Jericho. And I'm like, it's going to be the fucking Miz because they're going to shit on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And
awesome. It was
sure as shit, it's
awesome.
The Miz. Yeah, and I actually like it because he's a heel again. Like, he's a full-fledged heel again because no one wants to root for the Miz. He's a guy that, you would see in public and just be like, this dude looks like a douchebag. Like,
I was talking to a friend of mine today, Giovanni. If you hear this, I'm shouting you out, right, buddy? So you know what's up. We were talking about this, and he was like, he didn't understand if it was they were confused by what's going on. You know, he had the fans confused, and you could see the fans he was talking about. You know, in Hollywood, he was loved. They wanted him to start. They said, "Why don't you leave WWE and come to Hollywood? You'll be great here."
said no one.
He said, I don't think anybody
Yeah.
said that, you know, but he, you know, wants to go there and prove everybody in WWE and us, the WWE universe, that he can main event WrestleMania again, which will probably be WrestleMania 64 or something.
That'll be
I ain't gonna see anytime soon. I don't see him anytime soon main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, if that happens, that'll probably be me taking a break from wrestling again. If that happens, he's not gonna do it. Otherwise, I'll keep my word. I'll take a break. I'll need a break if he's in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yep.
So the cool thing is he's cutting his promo, and then Break the Walls Down hits on over the loudspeakers, and Chris fucking Jericho is back. Now, he's been gone since basically, just shortly after WrestleMania 29, right? He lost to Fandango, and he came out and beat him up the next night on Raw, and he was...
I think he didn't have a match with him at Extreme Rules, I don't think.
Yeah, so he's pretty much just been gone since for about a year and a quarter, like, a year and 3 months. And fucking awesome. It's great to see you've got Jericho back now, you got RVD back, and we're going to have Brock Lesnar back. Like, it's kind of like the old days, like when you could switch from like WCW to WWF or something, like, because that's the one thing now is that people get oversaturated with these wrestlers. So now you've got like some established stars coming back, and you know that Jericho's gonna help put someone over because he's not John fucking Cena, and he can actually.
Did you happen to take a look at Chris Jericho and notice he looked kind of high or drunk or something? Like his eyes look bloodshot.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He's
Okay,
Canadian.
he just looked.
He looked Canadian.
That's it. So he looks Canadian. He's Canadian, so he got to be.
He just looked Canadian.
Drunk.
Today's Canada Day, so to all the Canucks.
Happy Canada Day.
How's it going, eh?
Hey.
Trailer Park Boys. Hell yeah. Excuse me. So Jericho.
This is talking, and then Jericho just hits him with the most sloppiest code breaker.
He's fuck it. It was awesome though. He got a huge pop.
Yeah.
He got a huge pop. The Jerichoholics are out there chanting Y2J. He's like, damn, that felt good. It's been too long. And he's like, welcome to Raw is lights cut out. Oh shit, lights come on. The Wyatt family's in the ring. So now Bray Wyatt has a new feud to actually that's going to be awesome.
And you had the crowd, you can hear the crowd, this is awesome.
Yes,
this is awesome.
Because it was like I was
awesome.
fucking
I was sitting at the edge of my seat just like, marking out again, just sitting there like, wow, yeah, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, it is. It's a fresh feud. It's something that we haven't seen. Bray Wyatt is a fucking phenomenal wrestler now. Like in the year that he's been on the active roster, he has grown leaps and bounds as in ring work.
A couple of years back when Bray Wyatt was in NXT with the Wyatt family, Jericho did appear on
I heard
NXT.
that they did, but yeah, like
a really good match.
Yeah, but now it's gonna be awesome, and their segments, because both of them can fucking talk, are gonna be amazing. Like I am excited as fuck about what is about to be happening.
There's gonna be some good promos coming up. At least you think they'll do this match at Battleground, or you think it'll save it to SummerSlam?
I think what they'll probably do is at Battleground have him with like a tag team or a six-man tag.
Usos.
Oh Jesus! It's gonna be fucking Jericho and the Usos. It is because the Usos are just like anyone in the Wyatts. Hey guys, we'll go with you. Like it's like a little brother that just wants to hang out with their older brother no matter what they're doing. Like I'm going to Milan, I'll help you Milan. All right, like
To be, or you know what, that was just a joke. But to be honest with you, if you on Instagram, if you follow WWE on Instagram, they had the tag team champions from NXT, the Ascension.
Yeah,
were watching.
I saw that.
The Usos in their match earlier, so maybe they might bring up the Ascension and have a little feud with the Usos, which
pretty
the
cool.
Ascension is pretty badass team from NXT.
They ascend to the main roster. So after this, yeah, that was just a corny joke. I knew that was garbage. So after that, we were treated to a Dolph Ziggler match.
Yeah.
Fandango against.
Breathe the A's, Mike. Come on.
Fandango. Yeah. So it's Fandango against Dolph Ziggler and Ziggles. I don't know.
Jericho was making fun of him. He's like, "Hey, Ziggles."
Yeah. So, Fandango and Ziggler, they come out. They're having a match. Layla's ringside, obviously. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of the match, Summer Rae comes down, looks at them, and lays one on Dolph Ziggler. And you have Fandango like, "What are you doing, Summer? What are you doing, Summer Rae? What are you doing, Summer?" Like, it's... And then, which is great, which was Ziggler, is like, she gets done kissing him, takes a step, Ziggler's like, nope, grabs her right over, and down. Yeah, like, that was a real fucking kiss. Ziggler was like, he was all up in that. He's like, yep. And then Ziggler fucking hits Fandango with the zigzag and wins. And we've got, as JBL said, a love rectangle, and all I could think of was a love rectum.
Oh my god. Love rectangle.
A love rectangle. So it's a fatal 4-way around the world. So who knows? Maybe we're gonna have a mixed tag team match. It seems like, but it's pretty cool. I could see Ziggler being with Summer Rae for a little bit, just whatever.
Give him something.
Yeah. Hey, at least Ziggler got a victory. Ziggler's been winning some matches. Like, this is pretty weird. He's actually been winning.
Hey, give him something.
Let him
win a little bit.
Let him win a few. It just needs a few victories. Just let him be on TV a little bit. Let those victories start rolling in, and the next thing you know, he's gonna be back in that world title chase. Maybe not right now. Might be. It's gonna take a little bit. Yeah, Intercontinental. I could see that, but the he's the best wrestler on, and he's so entertaining, and he's so has so much charisma, and the crowd loves him. He even posted a tweet on Twitter like after the pay-per-view. He's like I sorry I didn't win. He's like, I can't believe I get the reaction. Like, he's like, my record shouldn't I shouldn't get the reactions from from these crowds based on my record. He's like, just saying, like, doesn't like, based off my record, I shouldn't be getting these responses, and thank you so much for like keeping me relevant.
Yep.
So that's really awesome.
Good job, Ziggles.
Ziggles. The next match, though, features my favorite new character. It was Rybaxel against Gold Stardust.
Rybaxel minus the Scullies.
Yeah, and how the one match experiment of the singlet for Curtis Axel, that ended. He was back to his little tights. I did like, again, the second night in a row that Ryback started getting a "Feed Me More" chant again.
You think maybe a face turn for him? Maybe.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get the crowd to like me. I've been this shitty character for long enough. I'm gonna fucking get me some "Feed Me More" chants going, and all it takes is just a little fucking crank of the arm, and the "Feed Me More" chants come in, which is pretty cool. Stardust, oh my, like how he's like jumping off the top rope and like landing with the arms all like spread out. And
I love how when he first comes out and he jumps onto the barrier.
Yeah.
Where the crowd is, and that's his little, hey, Stardust.
It was a short match, but it was a good match. Like, it was entertaining. It was Stardust again gets the victory over Curtis Axel. Awesome. Just fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. I love everything about Stardust. It's great. I heard Aubrey and them on the Straight Shoot were talking about how if they could bring Dusty Rhodes back somehow, because Dusty Rhodes, the Stardust thing was in the late 70s or early 80s.
Dream Dust.
Well, he used to say have a thing that like before he was the American Dream, he would say Stardust like on his shirt and stuff. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
So it's an homage to like his dad. So yeah, it would be cool, and yeah, the Dream Dust, something like that. So that would be something cool.
Gold Dust, Stardust, and Dream
Dust. Yes. So that was good. Now the next segment, my baby girl, Paige Divas Champ came out, and she finally gets to talk on a microphone 3 months later after winning the championship, and after she had finally gets to talk for a few minutes, and it starts, it wasn't the greatest promo there, but she at least got to fucking talk, and then AJ Lee Mrs. CM Punk, Mrs. Phillip Brooks came out and
not pregnant either. So all those
not
rumors
pregnant.
Saying that she was pregnant is not true.
Or she went to a clinic.
No. No.
Real talk. Real talk.
Real
talk.
No.
She went to a clinic.
No.
I saw a hilarious little meme. It's like a picture of CM Punk like with a sad face, and he's like, she told me she was going to get milk and cigarettes, and then she was on Raw.
They started chanting his name.
Oh, they were chanting his name. Yeah. They were super hot with the CM Punk the whole night. The crowd was awesome. They were throwing the CM Punk chants out throughout the night. Oh man, he's not coming back anytime soon, but you gotta hope that sometime in the future he does come back, because he's so good. And
on the mic, he's good. He's good in the ring. He does his thing. Now let me ask you a question. What do you think of maybe a Paige heel turn and an AJ face?
I could see that, because she started kind of playing the heel in that she gets tricked into it, she gets goaded into a match, and loses the title to AJ Lee. AJ Lee's the new Divas champion. So kind of like the fashion that Paige won it, AJ won it back, which I think it does set up a feud, and it should set up hopefully a pretty awesome match at either Battleground or maybe even SummerSlam. It would be cool if they extend it to SummerSlam, because these two, if they were given a 15-minute spot, time slot, would have a fucking awesome Divas match, and something you could buy into.
I would like to see Paige do her anti-diva skit that she was doing from NXT.
Yes, and this is the perfect way to kind of transition into that, which is pretty good. So that was cool. This night was just full of superstars returning.
Yeah, it was.
Great Khali at the top of this list. The Miz, Jericho, and AJ Lee. Now, before we get to the main event, if you guys have been online today and reading the dirt sheets, you texted me, my friend texted me a minute ago, Emma got fucking arrested for stealing a tablet stand or something, or like
I think it was a case for an iPad.
They're saying that she forgot. I want to give the benefit of the doubt that she forgot to just pay for it or something. It's $20. I mean, I know this chick has $20 fucking dollars.
Yeah, she could have been in the skit with Santino and Adam Rose.
Yeah, she.
That was a terrible skit.
Oh god, that skit, and that Twisted Tea.
Isn't that like a?
It's a hard
liquor type.
The best way that I can describe it is it tastes like what I envision if you licked a dog's asshole. I don't know what a dog's asshole tastes like, but I envision it tastes like what Twisted Tea tastes like, because it tastes like shit. I've had a sip of one like a year ago or so, and it's supposed to be like iced tea with booze in it, like a Mike's Hard like lemonade, but it is god awful. Terrible. It's disgusting, and anyone that I've ever known that's ever had one is always just like has a sip and like ugh, like you do that look of like what the fuck is, and it's brown, appropriate color because it's shit. Yeah, so yeah, they did that. Ugh. But yeah, Emma was arrested. She's already done. She had to do a day of community service, which I guess she probably already did. So
yeah, she was in and out in like an hour. So they said
she's got some street cred now. She's an Aussie baby,
robbing an iPad cover.
Oh my god, the shit that she's probably gonna listen to backstage.
Yeah, they're gonna be ribbing her
Oh, there's
backstage
gonna be people
about that,
giving her like iPad covers
Here.
everywhere.
Here, you needed an iPad cover here. You just ask. I got like 20 in the back.
Yeah.
I even use.
So the main event of the night.
Yeah.
John Cena and his 5 moves teaming with Roman Reigns
And his 5 moves.
and his 3 moves.
3 moves.
Well, I'll give him Samoan drop because Samoan. That's
Samoan
good.
drop.
So he's got 4 moves.
4 moves.
Going against
Total of 9 moves.
Yep, Randy Orton and Kane.
The Demon Kane.
The Demon Kane. Excuse me. Thank you for correcting me. Yes. Now, last night, this had been an amazing Raw. I was super amped and stoked about everything, and I'm sitting on my couch watching the big screen, watching this match, and then I'm waking up and seeing the end of Raw because it put me to sleep. Literally, this match put me to sleep as I was watching it, and I'm watching it knowing that I have to talk about it on this show. So like I have to pay attention, and I didn't have a long day at work or anything. I was fucking selling guitars at a Guitar Center, so it was a very easy day, and I passed out while watching it because fuck John Cena and how they're pushing Roman Reigns. Fuck off Roman Reigns right now with this. Like, he's not that good. I'm not saying he's a bad, but my God, he's getting pushed to the moon, and he really doesn't deserve it. The guy can't talk on the mic, and he's got no moves. But I did rewatch it today. Let me first ask you, what did you think of this match? Because I know you watched it and everything. What did you think of it?
It was all right. I mean, I wasn't too, leading up into that match, I was ecstatic. It was a great match. I expected some more out of the match, to sell it. But what I did kind of like was, seeing Orton and Roman Reigns fighting to the back, and then Kane, tombstoning Cena, and then we get.
Oh man, no! Oh yeah, well yeah. Triple H comes in and he's like sitting there looking at John Cena, and then you just see him like he cares, and you just see like this like he's just like. It was so funny, like that was fucking hilarious. How he's just like.
And then the referee, what was up with the referee?
Oh yeah, okay.
Wanting to make
all right, yeah, that was some bullshit. We'll get into that. So, Mr. Money in the Bank comes running out with the ref, turns it in. He turned it fucking in. Oh my God! Ring the fucking bell. There's a he's hurt. He's like every other person that it's ever been turned in on. Have they? WWE. This is the thing that is annoying. Is they believe that their fans have a 3-week attention span. Anything longer than 3 weeks, we've totally forgot about it. Except not only did you ram down our throat all these stats and facts about Money in the Bank at the pay-per-view, we've all watched it, and we know how the shit usually goes down. Alberto Del Rio's hurt. Dolph Ziggler comes in, cashes it in. Fucking Edge, Mr. fucking Opportunity.
The first cash-in, John Cena just went through Elimination Chamber. He was bloodied up, and then Edge comes out and beats him and pins him for the title.
Yeah,
so like it shouldn't be no issue with a referee saying, no, I can't. He's hurt.
Fuck off. It's good.
No.
John Cena. It's John Cena. I can't do this. And then the best thing, though, is because, all this is going down, and then Dean Ambrose comes, just like he said he would, comes running out the crowd, beating the shit out of Rollins. Yeah. Now, what was...
the funny part, too, is
I was going to say...
Kane tombstone Cena, the crowd was like, one more time.
Yes, they were. They were saying one more time. No, that, and also, when the Ambrose thing happened, Triple H to the ref was like, "What's wrong with you, idiot?" It's like, "You're a moron!" Like, to the ref. Like, it was so funny. Like, Triple H just is actually genuinely pissed off. Like, that was great. The crowd, this is in John Cena's hometown. His dad's in the front row, right? Or was that Money in the Bank? I'm sorry, but
hometown.
Sorry, and this is right next to his hometown, right? It's a few miles.
Hartford, I think.
Yeah, so
Hartford, Connecticut.
they were. Sorry, they were in Hartford. I apologize.
Stephanie McMahon.
I apologize. They were in Hartford tonight. It wasn't before. They were right by his hometown, and he was getting booed like he always does. And
you get a normal mixed reaction with Cena. You're gonna have the Let's Go Cena. Cena sucks.
Yeah, you're gonna hear Let's Go Cena from the children in the crowd, and then you're gonna hear the adults, anyone that's at puberty, going Cena sucks. Now, the one thing I do want to say is the Ambrose Rollins thing. This is setting up probably the hottest feud it's the summertime. This is probably going to be the hottest feud in SummerSlam. Like, this has all the writings on the wall. We already touched on it in the beginning.
They have enough tools with these two right now to do a match at Battleground and then do something even bigger at SummerSlam.
And now
have a basic match at a Battleground and then just false count anywhere, no DQ, something ridiculous with these two that they can just go off and show their talents, because that will steal the show on any pay-per-view, I would say.
They probably will. I think they will have the match of the night probably. If they book that at if that is the match at SummerSlam. Now, what would be cool is possibly a triple threat match with Roman Reigns, all the Shield basically against each other. Now, of course, not to be outdone by Ambrose, and then Roman Reigns comes out and he's Spear Kane or whatever.
Speared Kane, and then just
stare
down with Triple H.
And the crowd goes crazy. Which, all right, I'll give it. He's not as bad as Cena, but he's not ready yet. Like, if you watch, like, if they give him the title now, he's not ready. Like, it's like when Dane Cook got super popular in the mid 2000s as a comedian. Like, he's not. I remember just being like, because I love stand up comedy, and I'm like, he's not that funny. Like, why do all these people like him? He's like really generic and not that funny. And then he was super popular for this real short period of time, and then he fell off because people are like, oh yeah, you know what? He's not really that funny. No. Why are we all going to see this guy? And I think that's the same thing with Ambrose. If they put the title on him too soon, people will be like, oh, or not Ambrose, I'm sorry, Reigns. They'll be like, oh, he's so awesome. And then they'll be like, wait a minute, because as you see him more and more, it's like, unless he starts, he needs to start getting a more versatile moveset, and he needs to learn how to talk on the mic. Like, wait until this guy is really exposed. Like, when he has to cut promos and stuff and has to have these 30-minute matches, it's going to be like, oh man, he had a 30-minute match. He threw out 36 Superman punches, speared the guy 17 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that would be the reaction.
Yeah, well, just like the crowd would be like, at first, like, yeah, and then it'll be like, okay, do you fucking do a suplex or something, guy? But either way, this was an amazing Raw. Mm-hmm. I still do like Raw. I give Reigns a lot of crap. I don't think he should be in the main event picture yet, but he's definitely a good wrestler. He's got an it factor. Obviously the crowd's behind him, so I'm just I'm in the minority on this. I'm just throwing out, we're the Smarks. I'm just throwing out the true wrestling fan stuff. But this Raw was awesome. If all the Raws were like this or close to it, never hear a complaint from fans, and I bet you their ratings would start going up steadily, because this was entertaining from start to finish. It was an awesome Raw, minus fucking Cena putting me to sleep. But even having that, the end of it was awesome with the Rollins and Ambrose thing. It was just a fucking great night. Now let's get into some of our little awards here.
Yeah, definitely. We got Wrestler of the Week?
Wrestler of the Week, and I think we kind of talked beforehand, and this is a little different. We're going to go with Dean Ambrose, because he had if you look at Raw from the beginning and the end, he had the biggest impact. He fucking cut a promo saying that we're both scumbags. Like, he's so awesome, so intense, and he said that he's gonna fucking always be there anytime Rollins goes to cash in his little Money in the Bank.
He shined in Money in the Bank too.
Oh my God, did he ever? Like, he was.
Even though he didn't wrestle on Raw last night, he shined in Money in the Bank. He did what he was supposed to do in there, and that was.
He had. Without even wrestling, he had the biggest impact on Monday Night Raw.
Because he saved their being a new champion. Because I'm
Which
pretty sure
sucks.
Triple H would have made this referee count.
I would have loved if John Cena was fucking champion for one day, and just to hear all the collective cries of the Cena fans if he would have lost. Yeah, oh my, it would have been great. But yeah, so we had that. Sign of the night. I'm going to go with the one that said, I'm from Bad Street, USA, which is a little paying homage to the Freebirds.
Fabulous Freebirds.
They're from Bad Street, USA, which is pretty funny, and because you may not know this, but that's exactly where we're broadcasting from right now, is Bad Street, USA. The Smarks are on Bad Street, USA. which is located in southern Florida. But yeah, it was a good sign. It doesn't, obviously it wasn't as good as last week's. My mom makes a great lasagna, and yes, she does. But still, it was nice to see. It was nice to see that someone, is giving the Freebirds the little rub, and I got a good chuckle out of that.
You fans out there need to start making more signs, though. We're not seeing that many signs out there.
I actually don't mind it because look,
like
you remember though,
Attitude Era, there was so many signs.
No, there was too many signs because I remember going to wrestling events at that point, and you're trying to watch wrestling, and all you're fucking seeing is some douchebag sign in front of your face, and you're like moving your head back and forth because you can't see. Like, if you're gonna make a sign, make it something clever and good. Don't just have a "Hey, I'm Mike" like sign.
Get a clever sign. Man.
Yeah, talk about how good your mother's cooking is.
Yeah,
explain.
That helps.
Yeah, stuff like that.
We like to eat.
Yeah, we do. So that pretty much wraps up Raw. We've got a lot to look forward to. Hopefully, they can put Sheamus in some sort of feud. The guy's the fucking U.S. champion. They're doing nothing with the title as always right now. I'm pretty excited about the Battle Royal at Battleground for the Intercontinental Championship. And we have a Fatal 4-Way match with Cena, Reigns, Kane and Randy Orton. So Cena's going to be champion, and that's going to set up the Brock Lesnar-Cena match at SummerSlam. So I can't wait to see when Brock Lesnar comes in.
They're going to the Raw in Miami the night after Battleground. Expect to see Brock Lesnar come back that day, because that's when he came back the last time. When he came back before he fought Cena for Extreme Rules, he came back in Miami.
There you go.
He only wants to come back in Miami.
Brock Lesnar there's a lot of shit to do in Miami. We only live like an hour and a half away from Miami. That is a fun fucking city.
So we got a little message here. Is from our boy Dre. Says, Mike, you can't quit wrestling.
I'm not gonna quit wrestling. Don't worry. The Miz is not gonna main event. Even if he does, I won't quit it. I quit watching wrestling years ago because I'll get into it. I was at Royal Rumble sitting in the 9th row in 2006, all excited. Now, I'm an old-time WCW fan and everything, and in WCW, Rey Mysterio Jr. was a cruiserweight champion. And my lasting image of Rey Mysterio is on a Monday Nitro, him jumping out of a trailer, getting caught by Kevin Nash, and getting thrown like a lawn dart right into the trailer, and the little noise that he made as he hit it and slammed down. Now, Eddie Guerrero had recently just passed, and I remember being like, if this motherfucking organization just tries to make a dime because Rey Mysterio's Spanish and Eddie Guerrero just died, and sure as shit, Mysterio entered number fucking 2, and I watched him win the Royal Rumble, which already had me disgusted. I was like, I can't believe this guy won it. And then won the world title at Mania and was your world heavyweight champion. Fuck off. The guy weighs 150 pounds, except for when he became Roy D. Magoo like he is now, and he's like 170, and that's why he's injured all the time, because your body has a natural frame that it can handle, and when your muscles get too big because you're taking roids and supplements, your bones and ligaments and everything injure real fast because they're way too big for what they're supposed to be. Henceforth, why Rey Mysterio is constantly hurt, because he's become a Roy D. Magoo, and he gets hurt nonstop. So yeah, that I stopped watching wrestling for a few years because it really disgusted me. I was also in my early 20s at that point, so I was doing a lot of other things in life, and I'm back. I'm back for good. I needed that break to reaffirm my love for wrestling. I think I was just in a funk after having such a great run with the Attitude Era and the NWO and WCW and all that. It was good. I got to miss out on the Miz headlining WrestleMania, so I think I took
probably one of the worst WrestleManias around.
As I've heard
right?
from everyone that
I mean,
it was garbage.
I wasn't excited about that WrestleMania. Miz headlining WrestleMania with Cena and The Rock, and the Miz won.
Oh man! All right, so I think that about does it for this week of Smarks. Next week, we should be on Tuesday, but we might have to do it on Wednesday. We're still not 100% sure. It's in the air, but we can tell you this. that next week's episode, we will have our first guest host with us, Giovanni Giovanni. Yep, he's good. Lewis's cousin, one of my best friends, a diehard wrestling fan. It's gonna be entertaining.
And he's an Army Ranger too.
He is an Army Ranger. He's fighting for this country, and boy, oh boy, does he have some strong opinions on some pro wrestling. So
if you want to get a good laugh on, tune in next week.
Tune in. You're going to hear some hilarious banter back and forth with us. Later this month, we should have the guys from the Beard and Hat Connection doing co-hosting, Mike and our boy Vanilla Midget. They're going to be doing their thing. Check out their show. It's the Beard and Hat Connection. Also, there's Toy Spotting. And if you watch Straight Shoot, the Straight Shoot Retro episodes has a Vanilla Midget on it, which is great. So Jeff, it's awesome stuff. It's good times. Straight Shoot, you guys should check out as well. My boy Aubrey Sitterson, he's a beast. They're hilarious episodes, and they're the smartest wrestling talk show, as he says, and it is. It's a great show. It's what got us starting doing this. Yep. So always credit to them. Aubrey. Yeah, thanks a lot. I talked to him today. He sent me a pretty nice text message today when I was at work. So thank you, sir. And hopefully in the future, it's not going to be pretty soon, but down the line, Aubrey will be on our show. So, could be a few months. The man's a busy man. He lives in LA. There's a lot of shit to do there. So whenever he gets some time, we got you. We always got time for the Godfather. So next week, the Smarks will return, bigger and better, and hopefully with a even better episode of Raw. I don't know. This one was pretty bonkers, but it did set up a lot of stuff for the summer, right?
I'm excited to see where they go with Bray Wyatt and Jericho.
It wasn't as good, but it was just kind of like how the night after WrestleMania was. It just set up a lot of the foundation for a lot of good feuds.
Definitely.
So until next time, wrestling fans, we are the Smarks, and we thank you for watching us again.